everybody? Welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Here is the last 2 months of work that I did at work before I could start posting work videos again. So this is going to be a recap of all the whiteboard videos that I did. So if you watched any of the whiteboard videos, I appreciate that. And this is what the visuals look like on all that for the last 2 months. So working in this room was the electrical lighting room. These were the 2 hardest wire pulls in my entire life right here. Just pulling in the string, I think, took like 11 hours on one of those. And those runs were like 270 feet each, with probably like 10 or at least like 1,000 degrees of bend. And walking through here, this was the pipe run that we had to do from that lighting electrical room down to the kitchen, which I guess I never recorded any of the finished product of that, but we worked on that for a few days, and we mounted a box right here at the end of the hallway for the kitchen. Hood stuff right there for the like the fire shutoff system. The shunt trips is what they were called. And then also the second 1-inch pipe run that came into that box from the electrical room, which was going to be down this hallway. Moving on, going down to that electrical room, we piped through that wall right there, and then there was this junction box right here which we intersected, took out the temporary power, and then made this into a permanent power situation. And then this is what the electrical room looks like, and most of this was already done. Actually, all of this was already done. I think in this video right here, I didn't touch anything in this situation. But yeah, we did some more work in here after this video was made. I recorded this like a month ago. Anyways, here is what the room looks like. There's a transformer right there. Took down some baloney cords and temporary power, which was in a 12x12 junction box on the ceiling right here. Zoomed in, and then zooming out, there is the temporary MC for the right through that fire caulk right there was some MC feeders, which was going to the elevator electrical room, which is right here. So we took those out and then connected the temporary power once we tested which these MCs right here are a little bit bigger, so I had to test out and make sure they were on the right breaker and the right labeled correctly. I think it was P and Q. So we landed those wires once we got them in the box, relabeled them or rephased them brown, orange, yellow, and then grounded it back into the I forget the name of that, the Polaris thing, and then ran some MC down here eventually down this hallway doing some other things, but also ran MC from that box and connected the Smurf tube. Like I said, mounted that box, ran the MC down here into the electrical room, which eventually went downstairs through the wall right here, over the ceiling, down the wall right here. And then coming in this electrical room, there's like a whole bunch of different electrical rooms on each floor. Cut off all these 1-inch pipes, made them even, and then put the 4-inch preacher's collars on the 4-inch pipes right there for the sleeves going through the wall for the low voltage. So there's actually a bunch of stuff that I'm missing because we did a whole bunch of work after this, but maybe I can do some more videos on that later. Here's some of the nice pipe work that was already done, like all matching bends, 90s, lined up perfectly. Looks really good. So I just wanted to make a note of that my coworkers previously worked on this, did a really nice job. Then moving on to the junction box, which is probably one of the first things that I started when I got to this job site. Worked on landing the wires, pulling the wires into this gutter from the panel, and then tying those to the circuits, the MCs that were already in that box. So here's one of the first things, mounting this gutter right here on strut, drilling holes, putting the MCs into the left side, and then landing all the wires inside of this like switch gear type of thing, big panel right here. So unfortunately the cover was on that, but I did a really nice job inside, so I was pretty proud of that. Pulled all the wire down through the pipes, through the gutter, all that stuff. And also did this 1-inch pipe on the wall right here, and here's the MC that was coming down the wall from upstairs, mounted this box, and then did the 1-inch piping with the offset and then the kick 90. Also had my coworker work on the 1/2-inch pipe on the ceiling into the box right there and mounted this light on the ceiling. So the 1-inch pipe turned out pretty good with a kick 90 coming down the wall. Had to add a few pieces of strut to keep it straight and get it into the panel, so I didn't have to do like a reverse offset. And then on the other side of the wall right here, did these 2 1-inch pipes just straight up out of the panel, and then a couple 90s up top. Had to kick the right one over all the 2-inch pipes, so I did a little kick 90 at the end. Then on the other side, just did a just a little stub matching it outside and putting on the preacher's collar as well. Moving on, one of the more tedious things, which was working on this heat trace, basically taping like this gray sort of looking Romex wire on this kind of like I don't know what you call it, some type of plumbing pipe right here, cast iron kind of stuff. So basically every foot you have to strap it, which is done in fiberglass tape. So every foot you have to tape this wire to the pipe to make sure that it heats the pipe properly, because it's basically just a constant 120 volts, I believe, of just the wire to heat the wire to keep the pipe warm, because they basically run grease through it as a drainway for the kitchens. And then zooming in right here are the kitchens, or the splice kits, which were a nightmare. Basically 2 of those took me all day, and then same with my coworker, 2 of these all day. They are very, very tedious. But nonetheless, it was a good experience, and it was the first time doing that, so can't complain. And it was a good learning experience, and it was, I wouldn't say fun, but it was definitely a good learning experience. Here's another electrical room that we were working on. Most of this was already done. I did these 3 offsets right here coming out of the panel and then into this box on the other side of the wall. So basically all these electrical rooms that we've been working in are basically 80% done. So we're just trying to get them 100% done as possible. So, and there's basically like 3 or 4 electrical rooms on every floor. So this is on the 2nd floor right here. And then we also put in the MC nice and tight along the wall, shot that to the ceiling. This is on the other side, down the hallway around the corner, another electrical box right here. I think this is I forget, 24 by 24, 36 by 36. These are all 1-inch pipes going in through the top. Another one of the first projects I probably worked on at this project a couple months ago. It was a nightmare trying to get all the pipes through the top, and then going into the electrical room. This is one of the most beautiful electrical rooms on the job site, and unfortunately I had to put in a 1-inch pipe, which is this one right here, which I'll be pointing to in a second. Also mounted this light in here, did a whole bunch of different stuff in this room for a while, but this is going to be the pipe right here, the one with no fire caulk, obviously, and had to basically take one pipe out to get that one in, because I was trying to match the couplings, make everything look perfect, which I actually did, so I was really happy about that. But I basically had to roll the 10-foot stick of pipe behind this these pipes right here coming out behind the panel, and I had like 1 millimeter to spare, and that is not a joke. So I was really happy to get that in. Pulled all this wire, not this whole group of wire, but basically some of these, which I'll be pointing to in a second, and had to pull wire through that junction box that I pointed to a second ago, which went up to the 2nd floor lighting, and those were like 125 foot wire pulls, and these wire pulls down here were about 150 each, and there was 4 of those, and basically worked on that for a few days, and basically it's like 4 bottles of lube on that. Another wire pull right here, which was one of the first wire pulls in this room, which I quickly learned never take a string out. I pulled the whole string out because I wasn't thinking, and basically could have just pulled the string back in with the fish tape. I pulled the whole string out, trying to get that string back in, took a really long time, and then pulled the wire in, and then made up that junction box. Coming out with the 1-inch pipe on the back side, the one that I showed you that I was pointing to, that took that I was nice to get in there without having to mess up the couplings and stuff like that. Basically just did a 90 and then threw the kitchen over top of all this crap, and then did another 90, and then mounted this little 6x6 junction box right here. And this is for another shunt trip for the hoods for a kitchen. And that's basically it. Alright guys, so that's going to end off the video. I went through that really quickly, just trying to do it all at once, just clipping all the videos together. There is a lot of stuff that we have done since all these clips from like a month ago, so I might do a second part to this with all the other things that I have done. But I think basically I started making videos again. I started making the daily work videos, so I think we're all kind of caught up, but I can maybe do another combination video if someone wants to see all of that at once. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, all the stuff that I've been working on like the last 2 months before I was doing daily work videos again. So this is all the stuff that I was doing whiteboard videos on for like 2 months. So I appreciate you guys for being patient with that and everyone that tuned into the whiteboard videos. So hopefully this gives you guys some visualization on the things that I've been working on for the last 2 months. Anyways, that's going to end off this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Glad to finally be able to share all this stuff with you guys. And that's going to be it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. Drop a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. And if you wouldn't mind, it would help out the channel and support me. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't as well. Love to see you guys back in the next video. That's going to do it for today. Thank you so much. God bless and have an awesome rest of your day. Peace.